You, Chelsea, and thanks for to everybody for being here. I'm gonna do that. So it's an honor to be here and to be asked to read and to be included in this issue, but it's completely nerve-wracking for me. So I'll do my best. It is important to get together and celebrate creative work, and I had a close friend, really close friend, pass away last week who I come from, I live in a really small community on the Eastern Shore, and it's created this profound loss amongst us in the creative community. But he was such a presence in, sharing work, not just for our own benefit as the people who create it, but for the people who are interested in celebrating it and viewing it and hearing it. And, he was a great musician and artist and gallery owner. So this is for Paul Santori. This is the piece that was published in Little Patuxent Review. Thank you again, Chelsea and Evan and the rest of the editors. It's just a huge honor, so I really appreciate it. Survivor's guilt. I waded deep into the water and kept on going, knowing I couldn't swim. Eventually, I ran out of bottom. A psychic told me years ago I had drowned in a past life. She said how it happened wasn't the important part, just that I'd been arguing with a man before the boat sank. That's all she could tell me. There's no comfort in narrow escape. I hurl the past against the wall, pick open the infected wound. The wrong things stand out. Silver-tipped fingernail clippings in the ashtray, watermarks on the good furniture, an excessive number of address book entries under the letter G. I read into everything, get good at hiding out behind the curtain, remind myself to remember I know the formula for every excuse. There's no relief from the tight-throated hollow ache of loneliness. What's unfinished follows everywhere until I turn and face it. So I'll read a couple of other sad poems. This seems to be what I write the most. This is called Components of Loss. In relation to memory, the scent of summer inhaled, inviting the past to pull up a seat. The star-spattered nighttime sky on an old milk farm, a place that no longer exists. A lifetime of running, anonymity begging to fill the hollow shell. The trickery of walking down the street and seeing you in the faces of other men. The betrayal of dreams where you are still alive and living in our 5th Street apartment. In relation to feeling, a course all its own with no direction, the travel time cannot be estimated. The torture of lost last words rising to my mind's surface. Reluctant hope for the time to come when missing you is just a ghost stream. Being doomed from the start, an ancestry of self-destruction. Expectations from the grave, voices pleading, surely you can do better at surviving than we did. Knowing now that the ground can shift at any given moment. Also knowing now that every moment is given. Epiphany. Life is like that, isn't it? Ordinary, gray, numb. You're socked in on all sides and surrounded by suicide weather. When there's no color in sight, it's easy to find yourself slipping under. Then something happens that leaves you in pieces. How can I explain it? How after years spent looking through a window, cloudy and streaked, at life outside carrying me along, blind and groping in a dark room, that it would break and shatter at my feet. My eyes wide open and everything bright and clear and sharp enough to cut me. to be stripped down, burst open, and left tingling from the inside out. No separation between my spirit and the space around me. Life after death. I think that's what they call it. And I will read, I guess I'm okay for time because I didn't really think about that. These are two rather short poems. Newlywed. Mid-June, and they were driving through the reservation. Dry country all around. 2 weeks married. They spent the night in a Navajo hotel that used to be a grade school. The room was cool and dark. She lay awake with him sleeping next to her. The silence was sharp and terrifying, jabbing through her ears into the center of her head. She started to feel queasy and ran out of bed to the bathroom down the hall. She was heaving like she drank too much. She kept hearing the same thing in her head, that voice that's been talking to her for as long as she can remember. Girl, you've really done it this time. And this last one is really short. Drought. 48 days, cornfields scalding under the hot July sun. She's on the porch waving a church fan, a white handkerchief tucked into her bra. He's killing a black snake to hang over the wire fence of the chicken yard. It's supposed to bring rain. Desperation leads to believing in just about anything. Thank you all so much.